Let's make your business cook. Independent chefs who want to build and scale their personal and private chef business and call their own shots? Subscribe here for tips, hacks, and tactics to get clients, money, and freedom. So before we begin, like and subscribe below. Chef, are you on? Holy cow. I have so much to share with you because I went to Miami, as you know, to attend and to speak at Cater Source, the convention for chefs, caterers, restaurants, etc. And so I'm going to share with you some more stuff that I got there. And thank you for coming in. And I'm going to screen share. Also, I'm not looking my prettiest today because we're just running around today. We've got a great event today. And so I'm in my sort of work clothes. And then I want to show you what we're doing in the we're in the office in the workspace, and we're putting together rental packages. I just want to share with you. I've got a client. I'll show you the last couple of pictures. We're just putting together some. Putting together some rental stuff. So a client says to me, "Hey, can I get rentals? It's a dinner party for 22." And I'm like, "No, you can't get rentals. They are not available at this late hour. You've called me 3 days before your dinner party for 20 people. You want floral. Now you want us to pick up your bourbon. You want us to pick up your champagne, and you want rentals." And so I did some math, calculated up, looked at what my options were. And I said, "Yeah, you can get rentals through me, right?" And I picked up some dishes. I got them curbside from Bed Bath & Beyond. I went and bought 6 cases of some dish sets, and the price of them was $120. And I'm renting them out for $200, so that makes $80 profit on it. I'll be able to rent them again, and in the meantime, they're on our shelves at home. So I'm using those dishes ourselves. They're the same pattern that we would buy. I just needed more to stack them in with our supplies. And we're sending out, let me see if I can show you. Yeah, so we're sending out some bowls for for some dips and things, plus a cutting board. Plus we've got milk crate containers that have all kinds of bistro ware that we've collected over the years. And then these are the tongs. I just take pictures of all the inventory that we send out with crew that go out to events, so I can make sure that I get back 4 sets of tongs, 2 ladles, 1 spoon, etc. So we're just packing today. And one of the questions that I got from one of my clients is from a chef who's a client of mine who I mentor, said, "How do I qualify traffic?" So I want to answer that. And then another question was, what else did you learn at in Miami at Cater Source? So I've got some slides to show you. And one of the questions that came out of that specifically was, what are the magic 6 things that I should do every day? So let's talk about those 2 things. First of all, how to qualify traffic. Actually, I think I might get to that in a second. Let's go to the screen share. Okay, so these are just slides that I took of presenters and their work. And she was talking about the daily 6 activities that she does. And you can read through the notes here if you like. Let me just make sure I jump to the right page. These are the daily. Oh, here's 6 belief systems that she has, and then she has 6 daily activities. So here they are. Whoops. Okay, value the venue. The actual gatekeeper is the venues. And she was saying, take time to develop those relationships. Show them that you appreciate them. So whether or not it's a realtor who's introducing you to clients, or it's somebody with the press who's giving you a food article that you can put in the paper, which we do here, or it's somebody who's introducing you because they're an influencer, value them. And so do something each day, even if it's just sending a text, hey, saw this article and thought about you. Hey, wanted to show you my new puppy. Something to have a relationship with them. And I love the point that this woman made, that all of the interaction that you have with somebody, whether it's a venue or an affiliate, or a vendor, right, that supplies you with things, is that of all the interaction that you have with somebody, it should not just be transactional. It shouldn't just be when you need something or when you're engaged with a client or when you're doing business. You have to have times when you're valuing them just as a friend. Hey, just wanted to let you know I got a puppy. Here's a cute picture. Or hey, I saw this article and I thought about you. Or hey, I know that you're busy this week and I wanted to say I appreciate all that you do. So valuing the person. Wake the dead. It just says, always remember that nobody's ever a lost client. That if you're delivering value, there's always ways that you can reach out to people, provide value. And so each day you should be reaching out to people that either used to be your clients, people who can be your clients, or affiliates or vendors, that sort of thing. You should be reaching out to the dead on your list, not just spending time with people who are your existing clients. A third activity that you should be doing is something having to do with personal growth. That's why I took a week to go to Miami to spend a number of days at the conference learning. So whether that's a podcast or going to the gym, something that you're tending to yourself each day. This, by the way, if you saw it last time, I showed you my pick for upscale disposables, and the man selling them at that booth at the trade show floor let me stack them on his head and take a picture. He's a good sport. Okay, so here's the other three. You always follow up on proposals, right? And my rule is you follow up with proposals until they buy, they die, or the event passes by. So you don't ever write somebody's story like, oh, they didn't call me back, they must not want me, or, oh, they must think it's too expensive, or, oh, I must have upset them or something. Don't write anybody's story. You will find, if you put that belief aside and just follow through every day and always follow up on your proposals, eventually you will hear the answer yourself that I'm about to share with you. And that's that. People will say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you called. I've been meaning to call you for days, but I got so busy. Or, oh my gosh, I can't believe that you called. Thank you so much. I need to book with you. And I've been meaning to give you my credit card, but my dog got sick. We had to take him to the vet, and it's just been a crazy week. And you're there, standing there, ready to be of service. So always spend time following up on your proposals and make sure that you're not writing their story for them. Second thing is love them up. And this talks about sending love on to people, whether it's through handwritten notes, congratulating them on their wins, or just showing them how much you care about them. That goes beyond just the sale. And then the third activity is hunting for sales. And it says, here is what separates the win from the wine. Hunters always win in sales, always be hunting. Who are you hunting today? I'm not sure if that matches my brand. My brand is, we're always offering service, but I am definitely always selecting who can I be of service today? Who do I want to reach out to today? And so those are your 6 daily activities: proposal follow-up, loving people up simply for the sake of loving them up, finding new people that you're reaching out to. Oops, these are in the wrong order. Valuing the people who are your providers, waking the dead, and your own personal growth. Let me go to this belief system. You can push pause anytime if you want to re-watch this. But she was talking about the core of her belief system of being a high performer in the industry. Some interesting pictures. There was a slide here for hot and cold. I think I'm going to stop here with screen share, and I want to go for the topic that Chef John asked me about, was how do I qualify traffic? So you can have, how do I qualify leads? So I think first it's important to understand how you want to characterize them. So you can have people that are a good fit and a not good fit. You can have people who are hot, warm, and cold. Doesn't matter what you call them. I'm going to use the example of both of those. But you can have words for them that fit your branding in your business if you want. Whatever the terminology, there are going to be some people that are your ideal clients and some people who are not so. So one thing that I want to tell you is if you come upon, and we'll talk about how to qualify them in a minute, but when you come upon somebody who's not a good fit for you, you've got two choices. You can either make yourself fit for them and lower your pricing and go out of your way and do things that exhaust you and then you're resentful for it. Or you can hang up and go, nope, you're not for me, goodbye. Or you can extend the value of your brand by being of service. Now, hopefully you can tell I'm going to opt for that third thing, is extend the value of your brand by being of service. So you say to the bride, it doesn't sound as though we're a great match for one another, probably because of budget or something like that. But what I'd like to do is refer you to these individuals. This is who I think you could talk to, right? Or I'm sorry, we don't serve in that area, but here's who I'd like to suggest you go to. Or we have people who say, oh, we just like some drop off. We don't do drop off at Hey Chef. And so we say, but what I'd like you to do is consider using these services that are available online. HelloFresh, Blue Apron, Plated, things like that, or Home Bistro. We have a number of people who call us and say, oh, I've got a senior family member who is having surgery and we need meals made for them that are low sodium, every day for 3 weeks. That's just not a service that we provide. But I know, because I'm in the industry, that I can refer them somewhere to give them an answer that they will find sooner by virtue of me helping them than they would find on their own. And I will probably give them a better resource than they would find on their own. So I'm saving them trips and falls and poor experiences. So take the time to foster in yourself a belief that you're not in so much of a hurry that you can't be of service to people who aren't your ideal clients. Okay. Then the next thing I would tell you is don't assume that they're not your ideal client until you know for sure. And then the art is to qualify them. An example would be somebody who calls and says, my father's having surgery. He needs meals every day for 6 weeks. And I just like, oh yeah, that's not for me. How do I know that is the father isn't, I'm not going to throw a name out there, but there's some homeowners that are here that have all the money that they need and would love to have a chef in their home. So there have been times where by asking some questions and getting curious, I can find out whether or not that is somebody that's a client for me. Typically that example, I find they're not my client. Typically, if somebody calls me for a bachelorette party or a bachelor party, they're not my client. Typically, if somebody calls me for a wedding, they're not my client. But I always want to make sure. My first recommendation to you when it comes to qualifying your leads is to get curious. The second tip that I have for you is to learn how to ask questions. So if you stop selling and just start having conversations, then you can ask questions in such a way and with a level of curiosity and with a spirit of service that you can find information that simply by listening, you can find out whether or not they are your ideal client. So a conversation might go, I'm calling because my dad's having surgery. I need meals for him every day for 6 weeks. And I go, tell me more. Said, I'm sure that that's a concern for you. Do you live far away? She goes, oh yeah, well, I live in Atherton. And I'm all ding, ding, ding. Well, that's an ideal client because I know the areas where, I said, oh, but that leaves you about 2.5 hours away. I can hear that you're concerned. Tell me a little bit more about your father. Well, he lives in Incline Village. I'm like, ding, ding, ding. That's an ideal client. More so than if they said, oh yeah, well, he lives in Kings Beach in a little cabin. I'm like, probably not my client, right? And he's having a heart surgery and they're flying a surgeon in. And I'm like, ding, 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 that's my client. Or like, we're driving him down to Sutter Health Not that Sutter Health is bad. I'm giving you some extreme examples that as I'm listening, I'm getting an idea of whether or not this is my client, right? And they say, well, he has a housekeeper that helps him, and we've hired in-home nursing staff, and we've brought in a hospital bed, and we've redone the lower billiard room to allow him to have a hospital room on the same floor. I'm like, ding, 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 this is my client, right? So if you're just getting curious and asking questions, some of the questions that we ask in our area, and it'll be different for you, chef, for your business, your services that you offer. In our area, and our specialty is helping people throw parties so that they can be a guest in their own home. And we provide in-home staffing that's personal, distinctive, and effortless in Lake Tahoe. We've been doing that under the name Hey Chef since 1997 in Lake Tahoe. We're doing a party tonight. It's for Guild Mortgage. I can tell you the name because we didn't have to sign a non-disclosure agreement. And for Guild Mortgage, the person who called us is an executive assistant. She may never even be on site, right? So some of the things that I started asking in terms of questions before this client that we're serving tonight, I'm about to go change my clothes and then go deliver these rentals that I bought for them that I'm making a profit on. Stop by the florist to make sure that the flower order is in line and is going to be ready to go for our staff to pick up. We only do floral once or twice a year, but this is an executive event, and they don't have feet on the ground here in this town. So we're going out of our way, which is fine because we get 20% on top of everything that we do. So we're going to make really good money on it. And she just called and said, oh, by the way, can you pick up birthday candles? My answer is yes. Oh, by the way, they also want to do a champagne toast. Can you pick that up? Yes. 22 people were picking up 4 bottles of champagne. You bet. We'll get those chilled. And oh, by the way, they really want to have Woodford bourbon. Can you pick that up? Yes, yes, yes. And every time I say yes, I'm not increasing my resentment level. I know, and I've planned for these events. I've got staff taking care of it. I'm support at this point. And I can do all those things because I'm being paid for all those things, because my booking fee on top of the chef's wage, my booking fee or my convenience fee, it's not called a gratuity, makes it possible for me to say yes, because I can do all these things because I'm making 20% on top of it. So I'm going to make money on top of the champagne and the bourbon and the floral and the candles, and I'm about to run to the store and go make all that happen, which is why I'm in my NASA shirt. Because I am an astronaut today. I'm flying today. So you ask questions. Some of the questions I asked when this woman called me from Guild Mortgage, so I said, well, are you going to be at the event? And she said, no. And then I automatically know that she is planning for an executive team. So then I ask, and will tell me where the home is, and tell me, is this a rental or is this a home of an executive? And it turns out it's a home of the executive. That makes my bells go off. Yes, it's a client for me. If it were a rental, less so of an ideal client for me, because it means they're probably not coming back. They're probably going to another vacation destination the next time they do their event. But if the homeowner is the CEO of Guild Mortgage, they're probably doing executive retreats, Christmas parties. They probably have family come and visit. It's probably a beautiful home. And I'd love to be of service many times a year to this person. So I'm just listening and I'm being curious to qualify. If I get a text, and we often do, our phone system and the mobile functionality of a website often delivers texts onto my phone that somebody wants to plan an event, and then I'm just shooting back quick questions. So they go like, oh, I'm having a party, can you send me a quote? Sure, let me drop everything and send you a quote. I don't do that until I know if you're an ideal client. And so I need to first qualify you to find out if you're an ideal client. So if it's a text, I'm just shooting back to text. Sure, tell me a little bit more. How many people for your event? And they go 150. But not my event. It's not what I do. We're insured to work in residential kitchens. So then I say, we're not a great match for this because of the size of your event. What other caterers have you tried? And then they can tell me. I'm like, oh, I think those are lovely. Follow through. You can't go wrong with hiring that person. Or, hey, have you tried this person? Like, I see the people that you've tried. Have you tried this vendor? I love Crest Catering. Try them, right? And best of luck. Hope this has been of service to you. Have a wonderful event. Okay. Some other questions. Are you renting the home? Are you buying the home? How many times a year do you entertain? This gives me an idea of two things. Not just, I'm trying to qualify whether or not this person is an ideal client for me. How many times do you entertain? Tells me how many times they might be a client for me in the future, but it also tells me whether or not they spend a fair amount of their discretionary income on entertaining. That tells me if they're my client or not. Like, well, I've never done it before. This is going to be the one time that we're going to do it. You're probably budget conscious and less educated about what it takes for you as a chef to execute an event. So it's all about questions and curiosity for you. You can say, have you ever experienced the joy of having a private chef in your home before? And if they go, yeah, we have, then the next curious question that you want to ask before you jump in there and put your foot in your mouth is, tell me what you liked about it. Tell me what you loved about it. Tell me where it was. And they go, well, it was in Mexico, right? Then I'm telling you, they got a private chef of $250 a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they're thinking they're going to get that again from you in the States. And it's just not reasonable. So you know a lot just by asking the questions. If they go, oh yeah, the last time that we went to Europe, we spent 6 weeks in Italy and we hired a private chef. And we do that every year, wherever it is that we go. Ding, ding, ding. This is my ideal client. So simply by asking questions. And sometimes the question that you can ask, and it's not exactly a question, but you can say, oh, tell me more. And you have to be comfortable with zipping it and not trying to sell and just listening. People will tell you so much if you can get curious and listen and ask good questions. So you can start by making yourself a list of what questions do I need answers to so that I can serve my ideal client. And then that can become the list that can help flip it so that you know what questions to ask a client. You can start, if you're having trouble brainstorming a list of, what questions do I need to ask, then you could start with a brainstorming of a list of who are my ideal clients and what are the characteristics. And then you can draw questions out of that. So I hope that helps you with how to qualify traffic. Now, when I make a determination, is this person a good fit or are they not? Then I decide how I'm going to act next and what actions, not how I'm going to act. Will I be a bitch or not, right? But what actions will I take next when I'm talking to somebody? If they're a great fit, then I tell them, you sound like the kind of client who wants X, Y, and Z. Does this sound like something you're looking for? They go, yes. Like, great. Would it be helpful if we took a few moments now to talk about your party, what you're looking for? Yes, super, I'm listening. Would it be helpful next if I tell you how you can reserve our services and how we charge? Yes, super, on we go. Somebody who's not a fit, I take some different actions. And I go, well, I'm just not so sure whether or not we're a good fit. Would it be helpful if we cut right to the chase and I tell you a little bit more about how we charge so we can determine if we're a good fit? And they go, yes. They tell them the price and they're like, yeah, I'm not a fit. Really? It costs that much? They say, yes, this is really a premier service that we've been providing for homeowners around the lake since 1997. And they're like, oh, I thought it would be more like $20 a person. I'm like, well, it can be. There's some other options that you can work out. Would it be helpful if we talked about that for a few minutes? I have a couple minutes to maybe refer you to some people who could help you. And they go, yes, thank you so much. And then I've helped my colleagues by doing that because I've educated this person that their idea that they're going to get a private chef in their home in Lake Tahoe on a Saturday in August for $20 a person is totally unreasonable. And now they're educated. They've been educated politely about it. And when they call the next person who I know has prices less expensive than mine, then they'll be willing to loosen the purse strings a little bit more, right? So it's all about being of service and asking questions and being curious, and then understanding that the actions that you're going to take, what they have in common is you're going to be of service either way, whether they're an ideal client or not. But your actions will be different depending on if they're an ideal client or not. Don't make an assumption about whether or not they're your ideal client without asking questions first. And, if somebody's an ideal client for you now, but you can't serve them, keep them in your world. If they're not an ideal client, but they say they might have an occasion in the future for that, I've had clients go like, oh, you know what, this party, this is so casual, but I know that when Christmas comes up, we would like to use your service. Then keep them in your world. So don't write somebody's story for them, and be curious, ask great questions, and be of service. And then you don't have to sell. Then you're just attracting ideal clients to you through those questions. Like, it sounds like what you're looking for is, one person that you can call, who you can trust, who will take care of all the details and book for you staff that can come to your home and provide you with an in-home experience where you can create your own custom menus so that you don't have to pile people into cars each night to go out to eat. And you can really enjoy your time making family memories at the lake. Does that sound like something you're looking for? They're like, yeah. Like, great. Would you like to know how to make a reservation? Okay, so you're qualifying them, and you're communicating back. Let me see if I understand what I heard. Is this what you're looking for? And they always go, yeah, but it's casual. And I go, oh, I understand. Here's the golden answer. They go like, oh, we just want you to understand it's casual. Like we're not all dressed up. You know what? No problem. But the magic is that you get to be casual. You get to wear flip-flops if you want. But the reason is that we're the ones doing all the work. So we'll be sure to make it casual for you. But we know that means that you don't want to skimp on quality. You still want professional service. You just want it to be easy for you. So don't interpret, just casual, just heavy apps. It's a lot of work for what you're doing, chef. But make sure you characterize that in a way that they see that you're the one doing the work and it has value. They're the ones who want to relax, and that's why they're thinking it's casual, right? They can wear bikinis and swim trunks at the table if they want. Many of our clients do, because they've come straight off the boat, not off the boat, off of their ski boat and wakeboarding. And they want to eat very casually. That doesn't mean they don't want really delicious food and professional service, right? And an exceptional experience where they don't have to lift a finger, right? So make sure that you're characterizing the services that you're providing by saying it back to them. Well, let me understand. So what you're looking for is that right? And they go, yeah. If they start equivocating, oh, yeah, but I only have this budget, right? If they go, that sounds wonderful. We've never done anything like that before. And they have no clue that, for us in our area, those kinds of services for a party of a certain size could be, $2,500 a day. So it's really important that before you go to the effort to put together an estimate, that you're sending it to somebody who is your ideal client. Now, I'm not suggesting that you do this. But we've had to do this a couple times, and so I'll just share this with you. This summer, we've been so busy. And if you've been running a business and you've survived last year, you've found that there's so much pent-up demand, and there's such a reduction in resources, meaning personnel, even vendor and supply lines are restricted. It may be that you're really slammed. We are here. Which is why I'm still in my shirt, my NASA shirt today from my walk this morning, and I'm just about to head out. But we've had this qualifying conversation with people on the phone, and we're like, oh yeah, this person's a fit. Like, this person is definitely a fit, and they want to move forward. And I don't have time to send out estimates to people who are still shopping. They may be a good fit for me, but they may be checking with 3 other caterers or private chef services to find out whether or not I've got the best price, or they like me, or my menus, or whatever. They may still be shopping around. And I don't have the time or the resources, quite frankly, this summer, this week, it'll change next week, right? To send out estimates for people who are still shopping. And we've developed a reputation and a brand that I feel that we could afford. And we've done it for about the last 3 weeks. We did it right around 4th of July. And we've been doing it this week, and we'll probably do it next week too, where we said to them, I'm so glad that you called. And I'm so glad that we have 2 weeks between now and your party. I'm also really glad that we're more busy now than we've ever been, because we're trying to make up from the losses of last year. And I tell you all that, dear customer, Barbara, Deborah, whoever I'm speaking to, because we have such limited resources right now that I would be happy to send you an estimate, but I'm only willing to send out estimates at this time, given my reduced resources, to people who are really interested in booking with me. And so I can't send out an estimate unless you're willing to put forth a good faith gesture and provide me with your credit card information now to reserve a spot in our calendar. And they go, well, are you charging me? No, I'm not charging you right now. When you see the estimate, if you'd like to work with me, then you give me the go ahead, and I will, charge your deposit that's included on the estimate. But I am not spending time putting out estimates for clients who aren't willing to tell me that they're interested, that I'm their final choice. Right? And that leads to an interesting conversation. You can hear, by the way I've explained it to you right now, I haven't even perfected my wording yet, but it has something to do with, we've been so grateful to be so busy, and we've been challenged by limited resources that I can't send out an estimate to everyone. So I need to know whether or not you're ready to book this. And if you are, I'd like you to make the good faith gesture of providing me with your credit card information now. That's going to save us all a step. And then I will send you an estimate. And they're like, okay, let's do it. What's interesting is I think I had 5 or 6 people, and 5 or 6, like 80, if there were 6 people and all 6 of them did it, 100% of the people that gave me their credit card booked. What I'm saying is I think of the 6 people that gave me their credit card, maybe only 5 of them booked. Is that 80%, 88%, whatever the math is. So most everyone that's giving me their credit card, they're sincere. They understand what the prices are. I've pre-qualified them. And when they get the estimate, they're like, yeah, go ahead, right? And even those people who said that they had a budget, and they said, oh, well, we're executive, this is a corporate event, but we have a budget, just like the event that we're doing now that I'm running off to. They were like, oh yeah, we have a budget. And they've come back to us with, how about this extra special dessert? How about this whiskey? How about this champagne? How about this floral? How about these rentals? 5 extra things they've requested. They blew out their own budget by not understanding that when they're planning this kind of event, it really involves so much more. Like, oh, I guess I should have flowers. Oh, I guess we should do a toast for the CEO's birthday. Oh, then I guess we do need champagne. Just like more and more and more special requests are coming out of it. And so I'm prepared to answer that call. And I'm going to go do that right now for Guild Mortgage. We're going to put on a great event for them. I hope that this has been helpful for you. The 6 daily activities, and to keep your business flowing and growing, and how to qualify traffic through curiosity, good questions, and being of service. And work safely, Chef. It's August. We're going to be busy all month. I hope you're busy all month. And put some comments below. Tell me where you're from. Tell me how long you've been working. And oh my gosh, did you know that scholarships are being offered now for the upcoming Rapid Business Launch 30-day program? August 29th, it starts. If you're not on the email list, message me, put some comments below so that we can get in touch. You can get on my email list so that when the window opens for filing for a scholarship, you can get the help that you need so that you can get your business launched and get it profitable and start it right away. By Christmas, your life can be different. We're going to help chefs We've already signed up one yesterday. Chef Sean from San Antonio, he's going to be working with us. And before the end of September, he's going to have a new business that's launched, and he's attracting ideal clients who have the money to pay him what he's worth. So if you want to be on that list, if you'd like to apply for a scholarship to get aid to participate in that program, to have a rapid business launched in 30 days, I can help you do more in 30 days than most chefs are doing on their own in 5 years. And we can do it without you wasting money, wasting time, and having to learn new skills that are outside your genius zone. So I'm glad that you were on this recording with us today. If you're watching it live, thank you for being here. If you're watching it on recording, I hope this was a benefit to you, of service to you, right? That's an extension of my brand. I'm helping you, giving you this information. Glad that you could watch. Get in touch with me, put some comments below, tell your friends, tell other chefs that there is a resource that can help them call their own shots, do what they love, and get paid what they're worth. And above all else, chef, work safely. Work safely, please. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.